Hi guys, in this video we're going to be learning how to factor trinomials, and this is where a is 1, so where you have a number in front of the coefficient x of the variable x squared. So the first thing we need to identify is this is the form that we have for a trinomial. A is the number in front of x squared, b is the number in the middle that has just the x, and c is the number that has no variable at all. So in this particular one, a is 13. B is, actually it's not written in the correct form. It needs to be in standard form first. So let's first rewrite this into standard form. So remember, standard form says biggest number first. So it's s squared, biggest exponent first, so s squared. And then I'm going to write plus 13s and then plus 40. So this is the standard form of writing it. Now we need to identify a, b, and c. Well, a is going to be A is going to be right here. A is 1, B is 13, and C is going to be 40. Now, why are those important? You're going to see in a second. Once I have identified them, I'm now going to multiply. I'm going to be multiplying A times C, which is going to be 1 times 40. So 1 times 40 gives you 40. Now, what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to try and find factors that in B add up to give you that multiply to give you 40, our product, but add to give you 13. So if you notice here, we have a table where we're writing out all the factors. 1 times 40, that's 40, but if I added them, I get 41, so that doesn't work. And so I say, okay, well, how about 2 times 20? 2 times 20, that's 40, that works. But 2 plus 20 is 22, so still I haven't found 13. So let's try another one. Sorry, 4 times 10 is 40, so that's another factor of 40. But when I add them, that gives me 14. So I'm close, but not yet. And then I have another one. 5 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. And 5 plus 8 is that middle term, b, which is what I want. So I have now found two factors of 40 that add to give me the middle term. So we're going to be using 5 and 8. And those are our factors that are going to be super important because we're going to use them to rewrite the whole thing. So once I found those two factors, I'm now going to rewrite everything. So I'm going to write, the original is s squared plus 13s plus 40. So I have s squared plus 13s plus 40. What am I going to do now? I'm going to use that to help me solve. So instead of writing 13s, I'm going to rewrite it using my two terms, my two factors that I found. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to write it as 5s plus 8s, because 5s plus 8s does give me 13. So s squared plus 5s plus 8s plus 40 equals, okay, now I already know that this simplifies to give me that, so I'm not trying to simplify, I'm actually trying to unsimplify. I rewrote this 13s by using my two factors that I found. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group. I'm going to try and simplify this. So I'm going to see if there's anything that these have in common. So right away, we're talking about taking out the greatest common factor of each. So I'm going to take it as two groups. The first group is s squared plus 5s. Right away I see that I can take out an s. And I can't take a coefficient out, so it's just s. So I'm left with s plus 5. And now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to look at my second group. In my second group, I see that I can divide both of these by 8. So if I take out an 8, I'm taking out a positive 8. Okay, so I take that out, I would be left with s plus 5. So if you notice, I was left with the same thing inside the parentheses. So this is what I want you to think about. What you have now is pretend like this. If I have xy plus 10y, both of these have what in common? They have y. So if I was to factor something out from here, it'd be y parentheses x plus 10. That would be factoring. Now, in this one, I'm going to start by factoring out, let's pretend that this is an x. Both of these have x in common. So if I factor that out, I'm left with s plus 8. but I don't actually have an x. What do I have? I actually have s plus 5. So instead of writing this, what I'm factoring out is an s plus 5. So my two, what I'm left with is s plus 5 times s plus 8. Now remember, in the first section, we learned how to multiply these and see if these actually work. So you could actually test this out. S times 8, and then do the same thing, 5 times s, 5 times 8, and see if this actually worked backwards to give you this original problem.